Hey, this is Nikolzi, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can take a drum loop or drum hits and turn them into velocity sensitive note events to trigger a drum machine or a synthesizer. Okay, let me show you the setup I have here. I'm running Logic Pro on my macOS, and in this session I have 3 tracks. The first track is a simple drum loop that I picked from Logic Pro's library. This is what it sounds like. On the second track, I have Mela effects inserted in the instrument slot, and it allows me to receive audio from track 1 via sidechain, and it generates MIDI out. And the last track, which is an instrument track, I have Mela inserted, and it's receiving MIDI from track 2. And I have selected a combo plug preset. It makes it easier to hear notes with different velocities. And this is a result of this setup. So let me explain how this works. The core of this setup is this preset. And it has 2 lanes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass these 2 modules at first. So it's receiving audio in via sidechain. And then I have this envelope follower, which will follow this drum loop. So that's the modulation signal. And on the track 2, I have this note event module, which is a very cool module. It generates note event every time its event parameter goes above 50%. And as soon as it drops below 50%, it generates a note of message. And the properties of the note can be configured using these parameters, note velocity and the channel. And I have note length inserted after that, and it ensures that all the notes are at least 1/8 in length. And the MIDI logger so we can observe our notes, and finally MIDI out to send our MIDI messages to Logic Pro. Now this envelope follower modulates the event parameter. And if I play it again, let's mute it. If I play it again, you see it's generating notes every time there is a spike in the modulation signal. However, the velocity is 1 at the moment, and we want to make our notes velocity sensitive. So I have inserted another envelope follower here for velocity, and it has, so this envelope follower has a very fast attack, and it's set to peak and relatively short release. So we detect transients easily. But with this envelope follower, we use it to detect the loudness. And the way we do that is that, again, we have attack set to short, release slightly longer, and it's set to RMS mode. And then I have a delay here. So what this does is that it delays the audio signal by 7 milliseconds. So this means that by the time audio reaches this envelope follower, this envelope follower has had time to average out the loudness of the signal and modulates the velocity parameter. So what this means is that by the time note EF detects a transient, the velocity EF has averaged out the loudness, and it would have modulated the velocity parameter to the right value. Now I'm going to play it back, and let's look at the velocities here. So you can see we're getting different velocities for different hits. For the louder ones, we're getting higher velocities, and that's what we want. Now, what you can do is you can tweak these parameters as desired. If you have different audio input, you may want to have slightly different values for these envelope followers and the delay, and you can tweak it. But I've selected values such that it works well with this drum loop. And obviously, this setup introduces slight latency, 7 milliseconds. But there is no way around it. You need a little bit of delay to detect the loudness of a drum hit. If you do it instantly, you will not be able to detect a velocity. However, you can compensate for this delay and set 7 milliseconds here. And now this plugin will receive audio 7 milliseconds earlier, and the notes will be generated exactly same time as the drum hits. And again, we can listen to what it sounds like. This is the original. This is the original drums. Of course, this preset will work great on iPad in AUM, and it will probably be even easier to configure because it has very flexible audio and MIDI routing. Okay, that's all for now. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have any questions or feedback, leave a comment below. And if you enjoy using Mela, please leave a review on the App Store. See you next time.